Hello, everybody. I'm nobody. Have you ever noticed, am I alone, that your Facebook albums concerning Israel and Trump and the New World Order just screen caps, nothing said, have totally disappeared? Now, I got a friend that's a damn Democrat, whatever. He's hung up on one side or the other, right? And he's always been like that. And I went to show him them just to let him get an idea that I'm just looking at news clippings, headlines, stuff people post on Facebook. I take thousands of them. And I posted them. I had about maybe 180 of Israel and nation insanity. And then the other one was 666. And it's just about all the stuff people are posting about Trump and the Board of Peace thing and all that stuff, right? Well, that was 4 weeks ago. And I didn't know how to kind of present that. And then I watched Melanie King, and I think she's really good to watch because I'm over here praising God that we have women. It doesn't matter, men or women, who are prophetic, who have been given the sight to see things. I'm living in La La Land. I'm a Vietnam vet. I was lucky. I was snapped out of it. Most of us were snapped out of it at a young age. And then we would get and understand the picture more and more as time went on. And it seems like the picture has become more clear, faster than all the years of, maybe that's what it is. Right. Now, I take a lot of photographs, and I'm like a journalist, and that's just the way I am, and I'm totally sentimental because I love people, and I don't remember anyone, family or outside of family. It does not matter. I have pictures and statements and stuff. I just do stuff like that. I was born that way. And it really struck me that when Facebook takes a picture or something off, you're usually notified that it has been taken off. And why? Because it goes against their standards, all that. These two albums of my collection, of course, they're watching me right now. I know they are. And you know they are. Here I was thinking I was a nobody, and I am a somebody because they came after me without me knowing it in the wee hours of the night. And then I went on there, and both of those albums are missing. Everything else is there. I have a lot of Vietnam photos, and I think they should be seen. And I share family pictures that no one has. I do all the work. And now my family's dead. But there's cousins, there's other people. I have pictures of their mothers, and they don't even have them. And memories of them, because I memorized everything. Maybe because my life was traumatic, right? Well, it seems as though, almost without a shadow of a doubt, that this administration, this American government, and others in the West are bringing about the beast system. And they're going to operate from Jerusalem. That's where it's all happening. Peace and security. Peace and plenty. Yeah, for everyone. Globally. And now my friend sits there and tells me about Russia being evil. I haven't seen evil. I've seen those governments like Russia and China, they want other people to remain sovereign. In other words, I'm Italian. I came from Italy, and every once in a while I'm saying, what do I come here for? Well, I was born here because these people came over here in 1885, 95. And it's been nothing but trouble for the Italians in Boston. They killed my uncle. All right? He's definitely my uncle. Sacco and Mazzetti. Okay? So we grew up listening to my uncles talk about all this stuff. See? This government, bullshit. Let's try and make money so they don't take it. And we'll make it this way and we'll make it that way. What are we going to do with the digital IDs? I'm asking people to post information on how we can weave in and out of that as the body of Christ, waiting for Christ, and remain calm, at peace. But we have the armor of God, the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit. During this time. I mean, I've heard people say that, and I say, well, I'm getting sick of hearing that. You know, everybody's saying that, right? And they're selling medallions with it on there and all that and doing all that. But we are really in need of that now. And here I am, a little guy, and I'm honored that they would single me out. Now, I had thousands of followers. Thousands, 18,000 on one video. I can't even get two. Right. So little be known. You know how it is. You go to the shopping center and you get home and your phone says, how was Walmart? Right. And I'm always going, screw you. You know, none of your business. You know, they want me to comment. You know what I mean? So you got everybody watching you. It looks fun because it's easy to buy things and stuff like that. But we are doing it without money. We're sitting here pressing on this thing. And I hear that they're going to take this thing away. So they gave you some fun for a little while, fooled you for a little while. In the meantime, all our sites have all our information. They have our bank accounts online, everything online. And when they bring about the beast system and the mark of the beast, we're set up for that. And how do you not take that? So if there's anybody out there like me that has stuff taken from their Facebook without any reason why, like Facebook usually does. It goes against our community standards and all that, and they usually explain. That stuff disappeared 4 weeks ago. I'm not too alarmed by it, but I did a lot of work with this mouse, taking captions. I make collages. I'm like a 60s hippie, you know, and I make collages. I've been doing that right along. I have not stopped. We did it in our bunkers in Vietnam because we were anti-war, and they sent us, drafted, forced us, and assholes want to thank us for our service? Oh, baloney. Bologna. You know, I think that's how you spell it. So what's going on here, right? All these little people in the little neighborhoods and everything's fine in my house, babe. You know, it ain't fine in your house. You're being tossed to and fro by wars, rumors of wars. That's what we watch. You go on YouTube like me, I'm only on the computer, that's it. I don't watch TV. I mean, I'll look at a movie here and there, and all the end time type movies and stuff. And I'll pick out the parts that make sense to me, and then I'll say, well, that was a waste of time. But there was a lesson in some of it, and because you can get something good out of somebody that the devil sends to your house. If he quotes the scriptures to you, you're still going to get a buzz. So I've learned that over time. And I'm 76 now. I mean, I prayed to Jesus to be here for this stuff and hopefully be a part of those believers that will shine like the stars in heaven because they had their feet shod with the gospel, the preparation of the gospel of peace. Now, I'm not quoting that exactly, but you guys know the armor of God in Ephesians, right? Okay. Well, I know I'm talking to somebody. I don't know who the hell I'm talking to, but it's just interesting to me that there's a lot going on. Melanie King, great job on enlightening us to what has been said and what is going on. A lot of people have been doing that right along, but she grabbed me especially today. And today, I learned that a friend of mine died Sunday, and I haven't been able to get him on the phone. And I'm not grieving because he don't want me to. Period. And he's a loyal friend. Very loyal. And he thinks that the world is screwed up. He's a biker and a tattoo artist. And Mike, we love you. But a lot of people are staying away from Christ because of churchianity and because of the way that they preach the gospel. True or not, that ain't how you win people to Christ. Christ draws men to himself. If I be lifted up, I will draw all men to myself. You and I have put in the path of people to bring them further. Some of us may reap where another has sowed, but we're not to be concerned with that. I'm concerned with just dropping something on somebody's head that'll give them a deeper, a wider, broader way of thinking about something because I make it that way. Now, God has given me some great gifts, and I haven't exploited them. I haven't gone public. I don't take money when I pick cars most of the time. 90% of the time, no. I'm here to help you. I'm here to share my guitars. I build guitars for people. I do all kinds of cool stuff. I play really good, and I'm not in a band or anything, and I don't care. I really just like the idea that I could learn how to play. And the only 2 songs that I wrote that make any sense to this world that I consider the best, well, one of them was written by John the Apostle, and the other was my actual testimony where he filled me with his spirit, and I went on to study, and I went on to get sober, and I went on to study in college as a drug and alcohol counselor, substance abuse counselor, and I'm in the gutter. God never took me out of the gutter. I am always surrounded by people that could use what I have. Was just the joy in the Lord of being clean and being myself. And being myself means that you see both sides. You see the negative, you see the sin nature, and you see it clearly. So, when I post stuff, it's not to make a statement to anyone. It's just to say, isn't this interesting? And they take the two albums off Facebook. Now, that was a lot of work. That pissed me off, because of you get carpal tunnel handling that mouse and screen caption and drawing around them, a lot of work. I mean, lots of work. I've been doing this since about 2006 or 7. And had my first computer built for me and taught how to use it and taught how to build them. And I'm not the greatest, but I can throw a video together like nothing, for a funeral home. And like I made one for my friend Mike, and it didn't take me very long just to gather up the pictures and separate them and then put music that I had written in there so that it wouldn't be banned, it would be seen by people local. But meanwhile, we're all being surveilled. And we're all numbered from birth. And they talked about the New World Order back in World War II and before that. Believe me, we are screwed. And we didn't know that now. We knew there was something up. And we knew it was bullshit, all of it. And you saw in 1970, in that time, you saw lieutenants and captains, people being fragged. Right. I almost got fragged by the 101st Airborne. Right. Bad people. Not thanking anybody for their service. I don't know where they got that. I have no clue where they got that when they know from historical fact that we were screwed and hoodwinked into that stuff. And America hasn't had a war that is legitimate yet. The only war they have is to take out regimes. And they had a plan to do that, and they did it. Now we have a president of peace who's going to usher in a new world order. And we don't have a digital ID. So you gotta check out Melanie King, because I don't get thrilled about too many people, and I see preachers on there do a pretty good job, but I'm not hung up on them because I was brought to a place where I keep my eye on Christ, but I'm able to take something from you. I'll take it from you, but we weigh it against Christ and his words. We weigh it, they say the Bible. I don't like the word Bible, okay? But it's a reference, just like people who follow sports. They can't even communicate with each other on a normal level. They have to quote something from a game, like a guy that quotes something from record albums. I've had friends like that. Out of their brains, they just come up with the song. I do that because I'm a musician, and I know a lot about music. And I know a lot of music, decades and decades of it just fall in my head, and they stay there. And so keep an eye out for what they do on Facebook or other sites, or these types of social media. Let me know that I'm not alone on this. And if I am alone on this, then you're talking to a very special person. And I am proud to have been singled out by Israel and President Trump. Clearly. And I'm nobody. Right? Well, that's what it boils down to. That the mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy or sell whether you're rich or poor. Right? Right. So, us poor people run our mouths and they make sure that it doesn't leave the village. Right. Okay. So that's my take on that. And yeah, there's some anger and force there. But remember, Jesus Christ said, if you are lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth, spew you out of my mouth. I would rather you be cold or hot than to be lukewarm. And that is that you're not concerned about this stuff. You're not watching and praying. Like he said, watch and pray that you don't fall into temptation, that you are not deceived. And this is an eye-opener. Plus, I lost my friend today. And I'm not worried about it. And it's not because I think he's going to heaven. It's because he wanted it that way. No tears, no nothing. I'm out of here. That's it. And I honor the spirit of what he says. So, Mike, thank you.